this video, I am going to spend an entire week transforming this area into a cozy seaside town. We have got a crazy amount of work ahead of us, including planning, resource gathering, and plenty of building, so let's get to it. Alright, and thankfully when it comes to our building location, we do already have quite a huge landmark established already. We just simply need to build around this and raise the city, basically. This is also going to be right next to my trading village over here, which I think is going to be a nice kind of spot. We've got a big mound of dirt separating them, which I think is a really nice feature that we can definitely refine. And man, we have a lot of work to do going back and forth, and so I think the first best thing to get established is going to be a little bit of a bridge. I think I might trim back this kind of area a little bit here of the cow farm and then just continue a bit of a bridge over directly straight to the new city site. So I'm gonna go grab out a bunch of stone and get started building this stinking bridge. Okay, to begin, I trimmed back the cow pen a little bit just to make room for our new path leading to the bridge, of which I began construction of next. It took a couple redesigns of the shape to get it right, and man, just let me tell you, this was an extremely odd shape to work with. I connected the paths together on top and added a couple arches to allow boats under. I also added some wood accents and lanterns to finish it off. And in the end, it looks rather odd. Yeah, I'm not too happy with like the design of it, but the shape, honestly, it fits this space like perfectly. And from above, it looks freaking sweet. Hold on. As much as you can see, like it definitely just kind of, the angle of it is perfect. It's such a hard angle to work with when it comes to a bridge. Like these archways are extremely wackadoodle, but they do at least still allow boats through, which is the most important thing. Okay, arguably the most important thing is the aesthetics, but yeah, just don't worry about it, okay? But yeah, that officially leads us over to the building site of the new city. Oh my stinking god, we have so much work to do, it is kind of crazy. All of my tools as well are extremely low. I should have done a mob farm this episode. That probably would have been smarter. The way I've been getting my levels back is just trading with my villagers, and let me tell you, it is not very quick at all, man. Okay, so I'm just clearing off a little bit of this kind of mound of dirt here just to allow plenty of room for our pathway to enter on in. And man, we have got a lot of tree chopping ahead of us. We need to just completely flatten this area. In this time, I think as well, I'm also just going to fill in all of these gaps and generally smoothen off a lot of the land here. And then after that, we have got a lot of planning ahead of us, of which I'm pretty excited to get done. In that time as well, I might also just get a couple of, you know, a little bit of repairing done to some of my tools here, just so we don't have to worry about it too much. So yeah, let's commence once again, another bit of a time lapse. All right, so first off was, of course, the clearing of all of the oak and birch trees in the area, and with them cleared, I worked on cleaning up the landscape and generally smoothing things out. We did also have a couple little nodules hanging out into the water, of which I decided on cleaning up as well. Oh my stinking god, look who it is. It's Big Kitty. He's very good at talking to you, so... Hey, puss. There we go. Hey, puss. What? Oh, my poor baby. Why don't you come lay up on your spot. Up you come. There you go, big baby boy. Okay, and with all of that work done, the land is now prepped and ready to begin construction of the city. And to begin, we're gonna have to do quite a bit of planning out, okay? I literally have no idea, like, anything, you know, okay? Anything to do with the shape of their houses, the positioning, or anything like that. So just a general idea, I'm thinking of having the pathway kind of just go, you know, straight up here, maybe run up alongside the library here, and then we can kind of have a bunch of little thinner pathways that run down towards the water and like in between a bunch of rows of houses maybe. So the main path will kind of be like alongside the library here. I'm thinking that's just going to be a really nice kind of spot for it, and it'll give a nice gap between the library and the rest of the houses just so it stands out a little bit more. So honestly, I think we should probably build out a little bit of a pathway. Now I think I'm definitely going to stick with our andesite stone and stone brick path here. I think that's just going to be kind of the best fit. It's going to contrast nicely with all of the surrounding, I think, predominantly wooden buildings, and it should work out pretty well in that regard. So I'm going to crack out all of my stone. I'm going to make up a bunch of slabs for our pathway blocks. So I'm going to get that taken care of as well, and then we can finally get started building some actual houses. Alright, so to begin the pathway, I had it lead from the bridge over to the secondary entrance of the library. I also implemented a crossroads here that'd lead over to the trading village and into our cozy town. I then simply began filling in all the excavated area with andesite, stone, and stone brick slabs. Okay, and here is our brand spanking new pathway added throughout the entire city so far. And that actually leads us nicely up to this area, which I think is just the perfect spot for a house. I did originally have like a little bit of an area for a pond here, but dude, I just think a house is so much better, like suited for this spot. And yeah, so I want each house to be a little bit more extravagant than my last village. Like I don't know, I want these houses to have some cool designs and each of them to have a purpose as well, like I mentioned before. And well, I don't really know which purpose this first house here is going to have exactly. I'm thinking maybe like a tailor or something, like a clothes making kind of person would live here. And we're gonna have to think about how to decorate the interior for that. Obviously we're gonna incorporate some looms, probably I don't really know what else. Maybe a bunch of like leather armor as clothes, basically. I think that would actually be really cool. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna make probably a lot of these houses 2-story, this one included. And so to add some extra depth, I'm going to have our second floor kind of be outset. I don't know how to explain it, bro, but it's basically gonna be sticking out one block on each end. And I think that should nicely give us some depth on the front and the back. And then of course on the sides here, we're gonna have to add some extra depth with like windows and stuff like that. Well, unfortunately, I am already out of dark oak logs. I seriously thought I had more than enough to get the frame of this one house done at least, but well, it's not looking like it, is it? Okay, well, give me a moment. I am gonna have to go chop down a bunch more dark oak trees. Okay, I am back with a bunch of dark oak. What? Dark oak who? Dark oak wood, and I have subsequently filled in the rest of all of the pillars, so this is the final size of their house here. I think it is time to get started on the wall designs, of which I'm thinking starting on the first floor using some oak, stripped oak logs and some oak planks. Dude, I can't think of the name of anything today. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I think that's me every day, to be freaking honest with you, man. So I'm thinking right at the front, or side walls here, we could add in a couple of big open entrances like this. Line the sides with some trap doors, and then my plan is to actually use spruce wood on this top half, and then something that's kind of cool, I reckon, is to then use spruce accents on the bottom floor with the oak, and then we can use oak accents on the top floor with the spruce. And I think that'll just, I don't know, I think that'll look really cool. It'll just introduce some nice kind of contrast in there. And yeah, so up above these, we could add some kind of like little thing, a little cover. I'm thinking maybe something just a little bit like this, and we'll just repeat that exact same crud over on the other side. Of course, mate. There we go. So that's our like double entryway there. Kind of a little bit overkill. Like we only really need one entrance, but that's fine. Now at this front end here is where my kind of idea for this whole house kind of came from, is we could have like a nice little balcony out of some polished andesite that just kind of extends out here. And I reckon a design kind of like this would look really nice. Yeah, and then we just fill in this with more polished andesite, and then we can probably use some of our oak stuff here to add a little bit of like a safety kind of fence around this entire thing. And hell yeah, dude, that's a nice little like kind of first floor balcony just overlooking the pathway and like this area of the city. That's kind of cool. Now as for the side and the back walls here, I'm thinking we're just going to incorporate some flat, bland ass, boring, stinking walls, just so we have a bunch of like kind of area to build off of on the inside. It's always a pain in the ass building around like windows and stuff. So, and plus, I mean, this is just kind of facing this anyway, so there's not really any point to having windows back here, you know what I'm saying? All right, and so that pretty much completes our first floor there. We can probably actually slap some lanterns on there. Also, a couple extra little details. We can add some stairs on these parts here, and then I reckon some dark oak ones underneath there would be just like a nice little subtle kind of gradient. I mean, it's not even a gradient, it's just kind of matching our theme of like the wood getting darker as it goes up, but instead of having oak here, it starts at the already darker, and then you know what I'm saying, okay? Like, I don't know why that took me so long to like explain, but you know, you get it, okay? So now up at the second floor here, let's go ahead and crack out the stripped spruce and these spruce planks. And let's go ahead and actually add in a couple of window designs up here. Okay, and here's my plan for the windows. I want to have a big stinking 4-banger wide one over here, and then I want to have 2 individual windows over here as well. We're gonna have to come up with some pretty cool designs for these. So let's crack out the old oak wood. And I'm thinking like a nice design kind of just outlining the windows would be super nice. I'm going to have to craft up some more window materials though. Give me a second. Okay, so for this first 4 wide window, I'm thinking of maybe having some slabs at the middle on the top and the bottom, and then we'll kind of just surround the rest of this with oak trapped. Okay. Oh, what the? Oh my goodness. There's some boys coming over. All right. Well, you guys have fun just kind of swimming there. Hopefully they just like piss off and despawn soon. That'd be good, because I do not feel like dealing with those guys. Oh my god, and I keep falling off like an absolute dickhead. Okay, then my idea is to have some trap doors on these sides like this, and that gives us a window like this. Now I think to spruce it up, we could probably add some trap doors in the corners. Now I can't add them on the bottom because what I want to do down here is add some flower pots, of which I think I've run out of. God, stinking damn it. Dude, do you guys ever do this? I swear I do it at least 5 times per video. Bare bloody minimum. I need something. I run all the way over here to my base, and just as I'm about to go on my base, I've just completely forgotten what I need. Bro, it's actually the most, like, annoying thing. I don't know, like, can someone diagnose me with what's wrong? Like, dude. Oh yeah, it was flower pots. I remember now. Jesus bloody Christ, mate. Frickin' someone help me, please. Okay, I am back with my flower pots. Let's chuck 4 of the bastards in here. And then I think what would look really nice is having them go from like low to kind of high and then back to low. Yeah, mate, just a subtle little, you know, bit of one of these things going on, mate. It's looking good. Now, as for these windows, I'm thinking we just get something very similar to this, except we're just not going to have any slabs in there, you know what I'm saying? It's just going to be entirely trap doors, I'm thinking. So something like this, and I think we kind of match this here and have another trap door smack bang right bloody stink in there. Okay, and that... Oh, God. Oh, no. Give me my food. Hold on, boys. Hold on. Settle down a second here. Oh my god, that's a lot of men. What the hell? Okay, well, thanks for the free XP. I should probably put my shovel in my offhand for this. Jesus Christ, these blokes do some bloody damage, let me tell ya. Okay, those men have been bloody well dealt with. Let's head back up here and add in our next 2 flower pots. I'm thinking a cornflower and maybe an oak sapling would be kind of freaking sick. Yeah, dude, that's this entire side wall done, and that's looking awesome. I really do like that. Something I forgot is the bloody dark stinking oak stairs, of which are meant to go underneath all of these little knobbly bits sticking out here, mate. Yes! Check that out. Oh, that's looking awesome. It goes like from light to dark, and then it goes from dark to darker. Oh, that's freaking beautiful, dude. I never put this much attention to detail in my houses, and honestly, I need to start doing it more often because this is freaking sweet. Now, I think for this wall up above this balcony, I think a secondary stinking balcony is in bloody order. So let's first get our stairs added under these bad boys. Then where our walls are gonna go, let's add in just a bunch of slabs to kind of hold them up like this, and then we'll add in all of our wall blocks around here. Now, as for the actual balcony, I think some spruce trap bloody stinking doors would look nice. We can crack out the oak fences and fence gates once again and add those across. And then to finish up, I think we just turn this into a nice little bit of an archway. Just add some trapdoors lining it like so, dude. Yes! That's freaking sweet. Oh, actually, we could definitely get one of these going with maybe a couple of trapdoors, and then we can go transition into some slabs like that for another little bit of an archway. Hell yeah, dude. Let's step back and just take a look at how that's looking. Oh yeah, dude. With the roof arch as well, that's gonna look even better. I'm super keen to get that done. Right, well, I think I'm just going to fill in the rest of these walls similar to how we did with the bottom floor here. Just getting some spruce, you know, just purely bloody spruce going in through here. So I'm gonna head up there and get that done, and I will meet you up at the roof. Okay, and welcome to the roof, of which I have decided on using deep slate tiles for the trimmigus galimigus here. I'm just gonna build up my classic roof style, except instead of just having a slab like this, I'm gonna make it a full block, just for bloody, just why not, you know? And we could even make it, maybe take it a step further and add a wall on top of here, just for a little bit more of like a fantasy kind of style roof. And of course, my stone cutter has fallen all the stinking way down, you little bastard. So that's our general shape of the roofigus there. Let's head now over to create the trimmigus on the rest of the... Dude, I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm so sorry. Yeah, just on the sides, I'm thinking something like that. Not too, you know, not too bloody fancy. And then on this other side here, we'll just repeat this exact same trim style, of course. I mean, if we did something different, like what the hell? That's just gonna be weird, isn't it? Okay, and there is the trim all done. Let's go ahead and fill in the main body of the roof with some oak stuff. I think that's gonna look nice, but just before we do, of course, let's fill in this little gapagus here so that we don't have to deal with it later. Okay, and onto the main body of the roof. I am definitely thinking of getting a dormer added on this side, just to, you know, enhance the visual interest a little bit here, so it isn't a plain old boring ass stinking roof. And I'm thinking right here is the perfect spot to add one in. So Let's go ahead and do just stinking well that. We'll connect this up over to the trim over here. And then let's connect all of that up and bang, dude. Oh yeah, that's looking nice as. Okay, now just for the other side, I'm just going to simply fill it in with completely oak because it's not really going to be seen that often. I mean, it's facing this here, so I don't think we really need to get too extravagant here. All right, and that right there is just about going to do it for the exterior of the first house. It is a little bit kind of busy. There's a lot going on here, especially on this side wall. It's a little bit crazy, but honestly, I have been keeping it rather simple recently, and I think it's time to change it a little bit and just get a little bit more extravagant with it here. But yeah, that leads us on to the inside, of course, of which we need to figure out how to build a tailor's kind of interior. It's going to be definitely interesting, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and craft up a bunch of blocks that we're going to need for this, and I'll meet you back in there. Okay, and we are back. I've taken care of all of the boring stuff I've added in the ceiling and the floor. I've left like a little strip in here. I don't know why. I thought it was kind of cool. Like, imagine there's a fence surrounding up there. I don't know if we're going to be doing the second floor just because, you know, doing the interiors is already enough work with how many houses we're going to have to build. And man, I've only got a week to get this crap done, so we might have to revisit this and see if we can, you know, take care of it later on. Also, I've grabbed oak for our detailing blocks, but I don't know. It's going to match the walls. I feel like spruce is going to be better. Give me a second, bro. Okay, I am back with the spruce blocks. So let's get to designing a little bit of a tailor's interior. I'm first thinking like a big old stinking kind of like couch on this side would be kind of cool. So let's get something like that all the way across. And then we could even get like a table kind of in the middle. Let's maybe actually even just do something like that. Then we're going to crack out the old armor stands and we're going to put 2 on here. And this is as if like where the person, you know, is kind of sitting and like designing stuff. So we'll have one empty and we'll have one with some crud in it like that. Then over here, I think could be kind of like the workstation. So let's crack out our 3 looms, of which I'm going to throw right stinking there. And then maybe what we could do is get some stripped spruce logs on the sides. And then we could add in a couple more armor stands. This time we'll keep one empty again and maybe get one with like some... Oops, I did not mean to put it on. Hello? There we go. We can put some on there like that. Now up here, let's maybe add like a little bit of some detail like that. Maybe even get some spruce trapped. Okay, never mind. I don't know. I thought there would be able to place that in there, but I can't. That's fine. Let's maybe instead make this a little smaller. I just got a sapling from both of those leaves I punched. What the... That is strange. That is strange behavior, isn't it? What the hell? There we go. Let's get that, and we'll add that in too, just to nicify it a little bit more. Then what we could maybe do is add a flower pot with an oak sapling and maybe a lantern there. And then I definitely think a bunch more leafage is in bloody order here. So let's maybe get a couple of these houseplant designs added all around here. Oh. And dude, I have the perfect thing that would spruce this up. Give me a second. Okay, and that perfect thing is some bloody well paintings of stinking course. So I'm thinking what we could do is maybe get like 2 of them. It's nicely framed there on that wall. And then maybe we could get a 2 wide one over here as well. Just like that. Hell yeah, dude. That is freaking sweet. That is such a cool like interior, especially with that open. Like that's, I don't know. I really do like that. And well, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for the interior down here. And pretty much the entire tailor's house, except for the second floor, of which we might revisit maybe. Probably not. We'll see. Okay, and now with that house done, I think it is now time to tackle the front harbor that I want to be spanning across the entire length of the cozy town. So I've just gone and harvested a metric crap ton of andesite for this because I feel like andesite is just, I don't know. It's kind of the block I've been, well, okay. Maybe I'm full of crap. It is not the block I've been using alongside the water. I mean, I have been using it in the bridge. Well, I used it in this bridge a little bit. And I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna look nice here. And so my idea is to basically have it, I don't know, it's either gonna be like going straight in segments of 3 or it's gonna be going diagonal. And I'm gonna kind of just conform it to the landscape like this. So that's our straight section, of which we do need to fix up down there. And then this is going to be our kind of diagonal section. And I reckon I might even use slabs a little bit like that. Yeah, that is looking quite nice. And yeah, so I'm just gonna like kind of build this to conform to the landscape basically. So whenever we have a diagonal, it's gonna go diagonal. Whenever it's straight, it's gonna go straight, yada yada. You get the bloody picture. And I mean, this is going to be pretty much just, I'm just gonna be repeating these exact 2 designs that you've seen right in front of your face right here. And then I'll probably fill in like a lot of the kind of area along here so that we have like a nice kind of dock area to walk along. Yeah, I think this is gonna really help in transforming this area into making it a lot more kind of city, town-like. I don't know. I'm super keen to get this done, so let's get stuck into it. All right, so I simply continued building the front wall of the harbor all along the shore of our cozy town, keeping the general shape natural to the existing land. Once I'd reached a decent ways down, I then began filling out the width of the harbor, honestly not going too crazy because I still wanted plenty of area to build houses and such. Speaking of, I began cleaning up the landscape to allow plenty more houses, and once that was done, I began building out a small docking point on the harbor using spruce slabs and dark oak fences. At this spot right here, I added another tiny dock, as this was to be the dock for the fisherman's hut situated right on the harbor itself. I built this using our familiar blocks, except for when it came to the roof, I felt a purely wood design would fit the style of a fisherman's hut better, along with some notches along the trim. Alright, just a bit of an intermediary office update. Check it out, boys. We're in our own little room now. I've got the scuffed up freaking soundproofing, you know? It's very, very professionally installed. And we got some more over here too. Oh my god, dude, you can see me. How's it going? We got the time-lapse rendering. We got some gemstone crab action in RuneScape. Let's have a look at the stats. Yep, I've just got 99 attack today. That's me. Right, and the final important question. Do you guys eat kiwi fruit with the skin on? Because, goddamn, dude. That is good. I've just dripped it all over the floor. Everyone calls me weird for eating it with the skin on. But, bro, I think that stuff, it's good. Okay, let's get back to it. All right, and there it is. The entirety of the harbor is now done, all the way up until like this point over here. I don't know how much further I'm gonna go just yet because, well, once again, I haven't really planned anything out. But yeah, I also went ahead and built out the fisherman's hut. I kind of just quickly slapped together a little bit of an interior, nothing too special. It's mainly just like storage blocks, as if the fisherman would just come here, grab his stuff, and just basically go onto the dock or his boat and fish off of into, you know, the water. And yeah, dude, we now have basically all of this area here to add any kind of thing, you know. And first, I'm actually thinking of adding in a little bit of a water fountain. I think like right here, it's gonna be like just such a nice bloody well stinking spot for it. And I feel like building this out of stone is gonna look really nice. Just a slight bit of contrast to this. Okay, it's not really any contrast at all, is it? But yeah, just a little bit of like a shape kind of like this. I think we could definitely beautify this with probably some stairs. You know what, I might even change these inside ones to some stairs like that, just so it's a little less bulky, and that'll give us a design kind of like this. And then for the stem in the middle, I'm thinking going back to some andesite here is gonna look nice, and we can probably chuck a wall on top like that, add our water in, and that'll flow nicely down into our fountain down below. I'm now just going to quickly fill in the basin here with some water and get it looking bloody beautiful, mate. There we go. Hell yeah, that's a nice little bit of a fountain right there. I think that's just like the perfect spot, so I just kind of had to. Now right here, I reckon would, oh dude, a little bit of a wheat field would go kind of hard. And honestly, down here, like we don't have enough room for a house, so I think a bit of a carrot farm right here would look freaking sweet, like a big strip of it. So you know what? I think I'm going to tackle those two next. Okay, so for our wheat field, I'm just gonna chuck some water right here, and then I'm just gonna till kind of an area around this and have it conform to the shape of the path here, and then also to the shape of our little harbor just down here, just for a nice little splash of like some greenery, even though, you know, wheat isn't really green. You get what I mean, okay? There we go, a little bit of a field like that, and we'll just go ahead and plant this all entirely in with some wheat. And then just down here for our carrot farm, yeah, let's just go ahead and plant in a little bit of a strip of it like so. You know, kind of exactly like I just explained already. And, oh god, it's time for a new hoe. I think I'm probably going to just smack unbreaking on this one because, why the hell not? We've got so many emeralds now. So let's head over to the storage. Man, we have got so many diamonds. It's kind of stupid. Let's craft up the brand sparkly new diamond hoe. And yeah, as you can see, we have got plenty of emeralds to go around here. So let's go buy an unbreaking book, maybe even a mending one too. Like, why the hell not, brother? Okay, heading on inside. Let's do a little bit of shopping. Oh my god, and I forgot to grab some books. You dick knob, and I don't have any over here. Brother. Oh, dude, also, I've run past this like freaking 10 times already. I don't know what happened to the shelf here. I do, for some reason, have 2 spruce shelves in my little bundle, so we're just gonna fix that up. Yeah, that's a bit of a strange occurrence there. Okay, and welcome back. Something as well I realized is we didn't even have a frickin' anvil in here, so I've gone ahead and crafted one up, and where the bloody stinking hell can I frickin' put it? Maybe right here, I guess. Okay, how's it going, guys? I've got books this time. I really wish I could just, like, pay emeralds and they give me some books. I mean, I guess I could do this trade and just... I could have just done that, bro. That would have saved so much time. Well, there is our Unbreaking 3 and our Mending. We can go ahead and slap those onto our hoe, because why the stinking hell not? I guess because it takes a lot of levels from us. We're now back to level 21. That's, oh, well, dude. Let's throw these books in here, so next time at least, you know, we have some there. Also, my village here has turned to a bit of a ghost town. I came here earlier to see... Oh my god, there's one! Dude, I'm not even kidding. I ran through this entire place and found no one. But we've got one farmer guy left. I don't know where they've all gone. Oh my god, there's two. Brother. Okay, we're gonna give these guys some bread so they can breed up again. I don't know if they've been picked off by zombies. Like, I probably need to, like, start going to bed on time every night so that they can actually just live. Okay, now that we're back, let's get this fully tilled in. Dude, imagine if you had efficiency on this. Like, you could hold right click and it would just, like, you know, instead of skipping blocks, imagine it would just like perfectly just, you know, like till everything in a line. Oh, that'd be so good. Because, you know, efficiency is currently bloody stinking useless on these things. Also, I don't know why I'm stomping these. Like, they're just going to turn back to dirt in a second anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I've got my carrots. Let's go ahead and just plant this entire stripagus of farm in. And I did not grab enough carrots. Oh, bro. I think I even threw out like a couple extra carrots because I thought I had too many. All right, well, we got some bone meal. May as well use it. Okay, and there we go. The entire carrot farm is now planted in and looking beautiful. We've got plenty of room here now to add in a bunch more houses. I want to add one over here. Probably gonna have to remove this lump of dirt. I might make this one the blacksmith. So I'm thinking we'll have like a kind of long house and then we'll have an undercover area like right here. I reckon that is gonna look freaking well clean in this spot right here, dude. So let's just completely get rid of this mound of dirt. I tell you what, leaf litter is definitely a cool addition, but man, am I sick of it filling up my inventory. It is extremely annoying to work with, dude. Especially when it comes to clearing it off the ground, like when you have these little strips and even just like the 1x1 bits like this. Oh, brother. It is a painagus in my anagus to get rid of. I know you can just use water, but like, I wish I didn't have to, bro. All right, let's clear away some of these trees as well. These are definitely going to be in the way. And yeah, dude, we're pretty much like just left with a big flat ass area now. And it's pretty much just time to begin building some houses and filling out the cozy town. So I think what I'm gonna do is get to a big old smelly time lapse of building a bunch of different houses in all of these plots. Let's get stinking to it. Alright, and welcome to the Giga time-lapse where we first built out our blacksmith building. I decided on getting this one as an L shape as I felt it would look really nice having the topmost roof be a normal one, the second one being sloped down and having that lead to the outdoor undercover area here. I built out a cute little outdoor smithery and then inside added a bunch of display areas with armor stands, item frames and a bunch of shelves. Now starting the builds in front of the grand library, I honestly don't yet have a purpose for these ones just yet, but we will get to it after I've built them all out. So this first house ended up being a double jointed one, and following that I built out a pathway leading up to the harbour and added a new house just running alongside the harbour too. This one might be where the actual fisherman lives and sells his wares, maybe, not too sure yet, but as for this next house I decided on changing the style up completely with one of these weird roofed houses. I honestly completely forgot the name for it. I do, however, think it's a nice change of pace, and I also built out a little undercover area beside it to take up the area. Okay, and welcome to the new and improved city. Now, as for our first new house that I want to actually kind of redesign a tiny bit here, this one is going to be like the second fisherman's hut, basically. Like this one here is the work hut, you know, they come here and they fish and they store stuff, and then over here is the actual kind of shop slash place of commerce, I don't know. So what I actually want to do is completely remove this wall here, and I want to convert this into a little bit of a shop front. So first off, let's add a little bit of like a table here, and then I reckon some of these running along the side would look quite nice. And then maybe a fence gate up there. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I reckon right here, never mind. It doesn't attach. Now it is definitely a bit strange that like the interior is a lot lower here. So we're gonna have to add like, we might even convert this all into like a little bit of a platform. I don't really know. It's kind of a weird setup, isn't it? Okay, and I just had to go make some of these bad boys because man, You just can't make a more perfect spot for one than that, brother. Like,
Come on, dude. Okay, I need to think of a really good and creative name. Hold on. Okay, I don't know. I wanted like some alliteration with the 2 W's, so we've gone with Wobbegong's Wares. If you didn't know, a wobbegong is like a type of shark here in Australia. And I've actually caught one of them too, I think. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. I don't know. But there we go. Wobbegong's Wares is now set up. Ooh, we're definitely missing some stairs along these pillars too. I think I have been forgetting that. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. That little extra pizzazzle goes a long bloody stinking way, let me tell you. Okay, now as for the interior in here, I'm thinking just, once again, a bunch more just various storage blocks are going to work well because it's meant to be kind of a storefront. I mean, honestly, I would have turned this place into like a housing, but I don't know. I did say I wanted each house to have a purpose other than just housing, but then like where is all the housing, you know? Like I guess maybe the next village over, but it does kind of make sense to have some housing at least in this city. So honestly, maybe we make these 2 double jointed houses here a little bit of housing. I mean, these do look like housing houses. Oh, bro, what am I even saying right now? But so I think this is going to be the perfect fit for a little bit of some housing. Okay, swear to God, if I say the word housing one more time, I'm going to lose it. So yeah, this one isn't going to be anything too bloody special. We're just going to get a standard spruce bloody floor layout, and I'm probably going to throw a couple beds in here, and that's going to be about it, mate. Okay, and then we have it. I've ended up deciding on separating these rooms in twain, just so, you know, 2 different people can live here, I guess. And yeah, again, nothing too bloody stinking special. Okay, that's about it. And yeah, dude, that now leaves us with this building over here, which I don't really know what to do with, to be quite frickin' stinking honest with you. I'm thinking like a stonemason or something. Like, so we're gonna probably incorporate one of these stone cutters in there and almost design it like the kind of the villager version of that, where they just have like a bunch of various stone blocks laying around in there as if they're like cutting them up and stuff, you know? And yeah, honestly, it is not the perfect shaped building to be kind of adding this stuff in. This absolutely blows massive wangs, so we're gonna think of something else for this building. Okay, I'm back. I've decided on what I want this building to become, and that is a little bit of a tannery workshop. And so for the aesthetic purposes, I want to get some brown banners, and unfortunately the only way that we can get brown dye is from cocoa beans. I do believe we have a jungle down this kind of chute of the river, so we're gonna bloody head down that way and hope to find some stinking cocoa beans. So I'm gonna meet you down there. Okay, and welcome to the jungle. Dude, I think that that might be the exact same panda that I fed like, I don't know how many videos ago in this world, but that's got to be the same guy. I'm now on the hunt. Ooh, yes, there we go, for some stinking cocoa beans. Perfect. Let's grab these. This is our brown dye. Yes. I believe the only... Dude, I swear I just heard something. Okay, it's just an ocelot. Yeah, I believe this is the only way to get brown dye, which is kind of weird. Because you think you'd be able to combine like 3 dyes and it'd just make brown or something. But that's fine. At least it gives more of a purpose to cocoa beans. So I'm going to probably harvest a bit more than that and shear some bloody sheep as well. And I will meet you back at base with some tannery interior building. Dude, just look at this. How does this much wool make one of these? Like, where is it all going? Like, this recipe should make like freaking 20 of these things, dude. Look at, it's 1 pixel wide. The crafting recipes in this game are so unbalanced. It's actually like just purely ridiculous. You might be able to tell I'm a little bit annoyed at how long this is taking to make, dude. Okay, and welcome back to the tannery. I think this idea is definitely much more suited for this space. So I think to do this, let's first, by the way, I'm using this like image as reference. We've got like a bunch of hanging stuff. So that is what I'm going to try and emulate here. So these are going to be kind of the spots where we're hanging crud off. And then maybe we can like, I don't know, do something like that. It's a bit odd, isn't it? Maybe just have that connect up to there. And we could even have like some storage blocks or something in here. Yeah, maybe like a couple barrels. Maybe even have some lanterns. Oh, and I've run out of lanterns. Bugger! Okay, let's use some stripped oak logs for kind of the tables. I reckon maybe let's just have 1 length of table here, and then we could have another one here, maybe a smaller one. Mainly because I've just run out of logs. And then let's have like another kind of like hanging area. We're gonna have to get some, let me get a bunch more blocks. I should have organized this beforehand. My bad. Okay, and then I'm thinking we just simply drape a bunch of these banners like just in various places along these thingamajiggers here. And yeah, it's a little bit bland, isn't it? That's right, that's why we've got a single item frame that we can throw a single piece of leather into onto. Okay, there. Let's throw in our piece of leather. I have also just made some armor stands. Let's maybe get one here and we'll throw in some various clothing like so. And where is another good spot? Maybe right stinking here. Why the hell not? And we've got a helmet and a couple of little bit of some pants there too. And you know what? Let's maybe even like hang some up on the outside as well. So we could probably add something like that to kind of connect up these fences together and give us a nice little spot to hang off some of these banners. We can just do something a little bit like that. There we have it. That is the tannery there. I do need to get some more lanterns for now. I will just simply take this one and place it here for now. But yeah, dude, that is just about going to complete, I think, this entire front portion of the city. We do still need to add in some various little details, so maybe I have actually just lied to you. But that's the big buildings and stuff done. So now it is time to go through and add in just a bunch of these various details around the place. I really seriously need to go make a bunch more lanterns. So I'm going to go take care of that, as well as making a bunch of other details to get sprinkled around in here. So let's yet again commence. Okay, settle down. Let's commence a bit of a time lapse right now. Okay, starting out, I designed a bit of a simple lamppost that I then began scattering around the town in key locations to keep everything nice and bright. Along with that, I felt a lot of spots were quite bare, so I began bone milling everything to have some nice grass fields around each house. And once I ran out of bone meal, I worked on placing a bunch of barrels and chests everywhere. Alright, dude, and as you can see here in my replay mod file here, the town is looking freaking immaculate. Like, this looks so good. We do definitely have quite a blank spot right here that we definitely need to work on next. But dude, just take a look at our area we've built so far. Like, this is looking so good. Be sure to leave a comment with what area we should take up next. I've got some ideas for this, like, lake here. We've got this massive plains over here, of which I have no idea what to do with. We've got this island as well, which, dude, I've had so many different ideas for this, and I just keep changing my mind. So yeah, any ideas, just, you know, leave them below. I'm listening to everything, and I appreciate, you know, all the ideas. Let's get back to finishing off this bloody stinking city. All right, so let's walk the path all the way down to this end of our cozy town, and right smack bang stinking here is where I want to build a little bit of a storage barn. So right now it's obviously not very suitable for anything at all. So I'm gonna have to go grab a bunch of dirt. And yeah, we're essentially going to just be simply extending out our, you know, this area of the land here to accommodate a little bit of a storage barn. Yeah, this really isn't anything too special. So just let me get this filled in and then we'll start on the barn itself. Okay, there is our mound of dirt built to accommodate our new storage barn. Now, as for this barn, it's not going to be too big. I'm thinking a gap, I guess, of 5 at the front. Man, it's really hard to count while I'm talking. And then a gap of 7 on the sides. So yeah, quite a quaint little bit of a barn, but you know, not too bloody shabby. Again, we are going with the dark oak, okay? I love the look of dark oak barns. They're just freaking sweet as, man. And then for the walls, I reckon some stripped dark oak logs. Man, you just cannot go wrong with it, okay? Like, it's crazy how good this stuff looks, man. Especially when we pair it with some oak wood accents. It's just such a nice contrast. Like, it just seriously doesn't get any better than that. So I reckon what we should definitely do is get a little bit of one of these classic barn doors added in, something like that. And then up here, we can get a simple window design with some stairs and some slabs like so. And then we'll add another row up here and get to building out the roof design. So we'll get something like this. I've been really loving like just having slabs in my barn roofs. I feel like it always just looks really good. And jumping down, that gives us a little something like that. I think that's just the perfect shape for a small little bit of a barn like this. Then we'll of course extend this over to the other side and repeat that same trim. And then I'll probably just fill out the entire roof with some dark oak. As for the side wall, I reckon we're gonna get something very similar to this, except it's just gonna be one giant opening. And then for the back and side wall, nothing too special. I reckon we just get some small windows added in. And then yeah, that's gonna be the barn. We're just gonna have to do the interior, and that's quite literally it. So I think I'm just gonna get the rest of this built out in a real super quick time lapse. Let's get sinking to it. Okay, so I finished building out the back wall, deciding on getting it completely filled in, and heading up to the roof. I built out the trim on the other side and got everything filled in with spruce wood. As for the side wall, I did add 2 small windows in and onto the interior, where I added an oak wood floor and scattered around plenty of barrels and chests. Now, we did have a couple little spots that felt a little bit bare, so I definitely felt they needed a couple more filler houses in there to make the town feel more complete. After we got this one done near the storage barn, the last spot was here beside the library, where we added a little bit of a dark oak house in. Alright, and that is just about going to do it for my week of work spent on my cozy seaside town here. Honestly, we have put so much effort into every single one of these houses, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. Definitely worth it. I'm so glad that this space is now just fully taken up by, you know, such a vibrant city. It's so nice, dude. And yeah, as always, if you want to download my hardcore world so far and explore it for yourself, be sure to check out my Patreon in the description down below for the download. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.